Naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay, na minsan kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Hola, no, buenas tardes mga kaibigan. Welcome mo sa ating program. Ako po si Sonny Laragan dito po sa The Sonny Laragan Show on a Wednesday, a midweek. Happy Hump Day, magandang Miyerkules ng hapon sa ating mga kababayan sa apat na sulok ho ng United Kingdom, no, kung saan ang ating head studios. At syempre sa ating mga kababayan sa apat na sulok ho ng iba at sa buong mundo. Kung saan mang bahagi ho kayo ng mundo na nanonood ho sa atin at nakikibahagi ating programa, welcome po. Well, good afternoon. Nasa sunny Spain ho ako at really sunny, walang kaulap-ulap. Cloudless, siguro pwede kong iporma ho, ipakita. Yan. Cloudless ho, walang kaulap-ulap sa kalangitan. Talagang skies, no? Dito ho sa aking kinalalagyan. Dito ho sa, ano man lugar to? Pinakasikat ho na city rito, Torrevieja. Ayan. So, well, hindi ho ako ang no? May kasama ho tayo. Mas masaya ako pag kasama natin to dahil ito ay, kumbaga, sumusunod sa mga yapak nitong ating kaibigan, yung ating kumare, no? Ito ho'y nag-jet set, naggaling ng Greece, nagpunta ng Czech Republic, nagpunta ng Dubai, nagpunta ng Italia, kung saan ho, no? Talagang jet setting tong ating kumare. Kumustahin ko na rin because after her travels, hindi pa kami nakapag-usap, no? Di tiyempo, hindi ho nagkakatagpo yung aming schedules. Mga kaibigan, nais ko ipakilala siyempre, no? Ang the one and only, no? Beauty, brains, lahat na ho, pinagsama ho at napakabait ng Panginoon at naibigay ho sa kanya, no? At ito ho, siguro, yung mga artista ho sa Pilipinas, either masabayan o mahigitan ho nitong ating kumare. Ganon ko. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only, the queen of feng shui, no? Walang iba kundi yung ating kumaring Miss Marites Allen. Marit,
Hello. Good afternoon from London, Paris. Wow. Ang ganda-ganda naman ng parating introduction mo sa akin. Na-miss kita pare ha. Tapos ang ganda ng weather mo diyan. I was just in Italy a few days ago. It was like that, bright and sunny. As in as in sobrang bright and sunny talaga. Ang ganda ng pare, na-miss kita ha. Na-miss kita parang
yes.
2 weeks na ba tayo hindi kita? 2 weeks?
I guess so. Oo nga, oo. Ikaw?
Oo. Pare, I lost you. Are you there? Yeah. Yan. So, mga kayong ate pong kasama, of course, ating host, Sonny Laragan, is nandyan po siya ngayon sa
Alright.
Spain. Oo. So, pare, can you hear me okay? Okay, mga kaibigan. Ayan. Oh. So, pare, kwento ka naman. Pare, nasaan ka ngayon? Ang ganda-ganda ng background mo.
Andito kami, well, ang probinsya nito, parang Bulacan. So, ang pangalan ng probinsya nito, Valencia. Tapos may parang, Valencia. Sikat ng Valencia, di ba? Valencia oranges. Kasi ito
Valencia
yung lugar
oranges.
kung saan yung kanyang...
The best oranges.
Yes. Kasi di ba nung araw ng mga... Royal True Orange ng mga commercial nila, yung mga Royal True Orange, sabi nila, Valencia oranges. Parang gano'n, no?
Yes,
kasi dito sa buong Spain, although all over Spain maraming oranges pwedeng itanim. Kaya lang dito sa Valencia, yung lupa nila for oranges. Kaya maski saan ka pumunta, oranges ang tanim at saka mura dito. Binabaha ng oranges. Murang-mura dito, kumbaga 10-5 pag pumunta ka sa supermarket, sa
Grabe, no?
mga
At
merkado
sobrang
kasi 'di ba?
tamis.
Merkado 'di ba?
Oh, at
Sobrang
saka sobrang
tamis,
matamis,
maraming
pare.
varieties.
Mm.
Yes, yes. Oh, yeah, it's known for the oranges ang Valencia. And tapos nasa dito kami sa isang ang pinaka town namin talaga dito, Almoradí ang pangalan. Pero Almoradí ang town namin pero ang pinakamalapit namin town, Los Montesinos. Maganda rito. It's a nice
Los
area. Ang
Montesinos.
pinakasikat
Okay.
na Los Montesinos, town 'yon, that's a small town. Pero mas closer kami ron, pero ang pinaka city hall namin sa Almoradí. Pero ang
Mm.
pinakasikat na lugar dito, ang pinakasikat dito yung kung tawagin Torrevieja.
Pero
So,
pare, how
yes,
far are you
ikaw nga
from the
nakakaingit,
airport?
mare. Hmm. Airport, okay, AP7, depende. Kung gusto mo na mabilis sa takbo, siguro half an hour,
Mm.
35 minutes. Gusto mong alalay lang
Oh,
na
ang
takbo,
ganda.
mga 45 minutes. Oo,
So,
malapit lang,
magaling
malapit
kasi
lang.
malapit
If you
lang.
take
Wow.
Malapit lang, yeah, malapit lang, malapit lang. It's dalawa. May Murcia at merong
Mhm.
uh, LH sa may Alicante,
Alicante, oo.
yeah,
Yes.
Alicante,
I've been to
Alicante
Alicante.
Airport,
Kirk has
Alicante
been to
Airport.
Alicante, di ba? Mm-mm.
Nag-Benidorm ba si Kirk? Kasi Benidorm yung yun ang kung tawagin ng sex, drugs and rock and roll, no? Yung parang diyan ang puntahan ng mga nagpa-party ng mga Briton. Kamukha ng
He used to stay in
Ibiza, parang Ibiza.
he used to stay
Saan?
in a villa there in Alicante. Pare, alam mo timing. Kirk is actually here.
Hmm,
I'm gonna message him. He's in
okay.
another room. It could be a good timing. Kevin, I'm gonna just message Kirk. Ask Kirk to see my message on the Facebook. Yeah, if you have questions, kasi he is in London now. So if you have
Oo.
questions about grabe, what the world has changed because of this mga crypto, mga NFTs, mga
Oh,
games,
yes. Oo, oo,
technology,
oo.
grabe talaga
Yeah.
pare. I mean, even the Philippines is apparently, really getting on with it.
Mare, yung Axie Infinity, putok na putok sa Pilipinas,
Yes,
nagpapa-scholar sila diyan.
correct.
Oo, meron ako mga
Oo.
kaibigan nasa Spain, walang trabaho yung lalaki. Ang ginagawa niya, meron akong, taga Bulacan, kumare natin na, taga rito, si
Oh.
Leno, taga Bulacan, nakarating sila rito because of a dance troupe, no? Parang bayanihan dancers, parang ganon. So nagpe-perform sila sa mga we're talking about 50, 30, 40 years ago, di ba? Nakapangasawa na siya ng
Yeah.
Spanish. Pero anyway, yung kanyang anak, dahil sa Bulacan, meron siya mga pamangkin doon si Lenny. So, nag-Axie Infinity sila, yung parang game yan. Tapos
Mm-mm.
nagpapa-scholar sila, parang, scholar, kung tawagin nila,
Ang galing,
scholar
no?
Nauso, tapos biglang tumaas ang Axie Infinity, one of those
Yes,
decentralized
value.
mga
Ang galing.
platforms, Oo, mga
Yeah.
DeFi or DeFi, ganun,
Oo.
So, but
So,
naka-formal ka ngayon,
nakakatuwa
Mare. Parang
pare.
very formal ka yata ngayon. Nakaka-formal ka yata
Baliw
ngayon.
ko sa labas
May
kasi.
mga meetings ka?
Oo, kasi pare, ang dami-dami kong yung lalabasan ako. Sobrang lamig na ngayon, 'di ba? Ang dami ko ng mga day 2 na mga test, hindi ko siya hindi ko siya na,
Wow!
'di ba? Kasi nung dumating ako, umalis na
Oo,
naman kaagad ako. Hindi pa dumarating yung day 2.
eksakto.
Tapos na naman yung isa. Oo.
Oh,
So I wanna go out before sana I was trying to do yung mga nasal swab natin.
yes,
Ah,
yes, yes.
Pare sa
Oo,
totoo lang,
parang,
parang tingin ko negosyo na talaga 'to pare. Kasi I mean, look at me. I have 3 sets of, I
oo.
have to do the day 2 test. Kasi pagdating ko,
Ano yan?
umalis ako, wala pa
From Czech Republic? Ano yan? From Czech?
from
From
Czech,
Spain? From,
Dubai, and Italy.
Italy. Yung sa Greece mo, okay na yun. Sorted na yun.
Hindi pa, ito pa. Dito pa. Yung Greece ko tapos ko na yun pala. Tapos na.
Yun.
So
Sorted na
pare,
yung
I
Greece.
don't know about
Okay.
you, pagbalik ko pare, merong bago. Huwag ka nang bumili ng mahal. Yung sa Italy ko, 90 ang bili ni Nick. Ito yan siya ngayon, 19 pounds lang. Huwag na yung 60 or 90
Saan yan?
pounds.
Saan mo nakuha? Ano yan?
Ah,
Boots or ano yan? Saan mo kinuha yan?
nationwide pathology.
Ano yun? Kapag kabalik mo, tapos you want to online,
Ito.
dun mo, mapipiliin mo doon sa
Yes.
mga choices, sa mga options?
Yes.
Binago
Sa
na.
ano, di ba meron kang
Binago na.
gagawa ka ng passenger locator form para ka makasakay ulit pabalik.
Yes.
So, unang
Okay.
bilhin yung mamahalin. Kasi di ba yung ito, puro mga mamahalin. Yung binili natin, 60, 90 pounds, di ba? Ito, 19 pounds na yung bilhin niya sa akin. Pero ito siya, hindi mo na siya imi-mail. Parang pipicturean mo na lang yung result. Pag picture ng result, yan o. Kung negative, positive
Ano
ka,
yun?
i-text mo na lang sa kanila.
Swab sa ano yan? Ano yan? Swab sa ilong lang? Ganun, Mare?
Yes, ganun pa rin. Sa ilong pa rin.
Okay. Yan. Okay. At least 19 pounds na
Oo.
lang. Mura na. Nung huling
Yes,
biyahe namin dito sa Spain, we were here in August. We spent a total of 400 just for test. 100 euros bawat isa sa amin. Dalawa. Pag uwi pa namin yung sinasabi natin day 2, 100 din kasi
Yes.
kailangan madalian, kailangan isol yung yung kanyang So, mga 400 pounds, imagine mo yun. Well,
so
ganun lang,
paano
sabihin
na?
natin, euro, pounds. Wag na.
Meron
Hindi
na
ba
ito,
hindi ba
19
pagbalik
pounds.
wala nang Oo, hindi ba
Kailangan
hindi
pa rin.
ba they've done kailangan pa rin.
Kailangan pa rin
Okay.
para sa
I was
passenger location.
I was about to
When are
contact
you
you
back?
kung I was about to ano pa ako 17, 18.
Saan ka babalik? Yun.
17, 18
Mm.
kasi Sol is celebrating her birthday on Friday. So and then yung
advance
kaibigan
happy
namin si Ate
birthday.
Lily is celebrating her yung si Ate Lily yung kaibigan namin. Hopefully second part next week na siguro we're gonna go. Ano yan? Sorry, Mare?
Diyan kayo magse-celebrate ng birthday.
Oh yes. Dito na. We'll just go for some drives. Either we go to Benidorm or Sevilla or bahala na kasi we just play it by ear. Kung paano kasi nga may mga deliveries ngayon. Pinayos namin to kasi every time na babalik kami sa Spain, parang gubat, Mare. So pinalinis namin yung mga damo. Puro damo yan. Pinaayos namin yan. So ayan. Just some shots of the ayan, dati punong-puno yung ganyan. Punong-puno ng mga damo. No? So pinaano namin.
Wow.
Hanggang doon. So ngayon, malinis-linis. Grabe rito. Talagang every time we nauubos yung oras namin kakalinis.
Wala ka bang makuha dyan na mag-aalaga sa villa mo? Can you ask a Filipino
Meron naman.
Meron.
Meron naman. Yung kumare namin where we've arranged for that. Meron kasing dati nagpupunta, Colombiana. Ang problema, parang kamag-anak yata, mukhang Pilipino yung Colombiana. Kasi parang related kay Andres Bonifacio.
Oh, wow.
Colombiana. Alam mo kung bakit?
Bakit?
Alam mo bakit?
Colombia.
Kamag-anak niya. Hindi. Kamag-anak ng Andres Bonifacio. May relation. Alam mo bakit?
Wow.
Alam mo kung bakit?
Ano?
Bakit? Ang lakas managa.
Hindi ka lang.
Ang lakas managa. Overpriced. Lakas. Pala mo, parang ang pinagsisilbihan, binabantay ang tahanan, bahay ng queen o bahay ng mga...
Wala bang wala bang kaibigan?
Overpriced.
Kaibigan?
Pabihira kasi mga... Pero kami ngayon, may susunod na, may okay na naman. So, ikaw, kwento mo kami. Did you go, papadasal ako sa iyo kay Padre Pio or siguro lahat ng mga kaibigan mo, sinama mo sa prayer mo kay Padre Pio sa Italia.
Yes.
Ilang days ka ba sa
I was actually there for mga 10 days yata ako. It was really unplanned. So anyway, from Dubai, the next day, 10 hours after, I had to fly na to Italy. So kaya nga hindi na ako makapag-testing, di ba? So when I arrived, I had to inspect the winery because now we have the distribution for the Italian wines. So we have the distribution for the
Sa Puglia.
England.
Sa Puglia muna to. Sa Puglia muna to.
It's actually pare in the town
Oh.
of Taranto, and it's parang it's the producer of talagang super duper, award-winning wines. And because nandun na lang ako sa
Okay,
Korea,
okay.
di ba? I visited na rin
Hmm.
so alam mo pare, it's ano na, para talaga siyang normal as normal na. So yun, pinagdasal ko kayo
Ayan.
lahat kasi nga yung I don't know if you notice,
Oo.
but every time
Hmm.
talaga I go to Padre Pio, yung mga wishes ko talaga talagang naano talaga pare
Hmm.
na-achieve yung mga wishes ko. So after
Ah,
naman
good.
ng Padre Pio, I went na to see my friends in
Hmm.
Venice. Oo, so yun, nag-ikot-ikot din ako doon.
Oh, Venice.
And then syempre maganda,
Oo.
the food is nice, the weather is nice, the people is so nice. So I decided to stay na lang longer. And that one pare, this one is the owner. The one on the right is Mr. De Adario.
Ayan, yan.
He's the one who owns,
Oh.
yeah, he is the one who owns the pare, grabe ang mga villa niyan. So they asked me to do the feng shui. It's a huge, huge villa, like about
Galing, galing,
80
galing.
hectares. Can you imagine pare 80 hectares? And they have like
Oh,
super
laki.
nice. I think a week before I arrived. So that is their plantation of the winery. That's the grapes
Winery yan.
behind me.
Oh.
Vineyard, the vineyard.
Ay, siya ba?
Ano yan
Oh, okay,
pare?
okay, okay.
Hektarya
Galing.
yan. Tapos pare, the week
Hmm.
before I arrived, he was hosting. Yan yung
Hmm.
mga wines. Those are award-winning wines.
Oh.
So, a week before I
Wow,
arrived
ang
pare,
galing, eh.
yung bisita niya sila Richard Gere, tsaka si Johnny Depp. Tapos, a week after I left
Oh.
naman, sila grupo ni Madonna. Oo, ang ganda-ganda pare ng villa,
Hmm.
grabe. My pictures doesn't like
Hmm.
justify it. And then, tawag nito, yung restaurant na dinala nila sa akin, nung pinuntahan ko dyan,
Hmm. Hmm.
pare, wala silang mga menu.
Hmm.
Nakapunta ka na ba pare sa restaurant na walang menu at walang presyo? Pero pwede ka mag-order ng anything na gusto mo. Doon,
Wow,
doon
galing,
yung
ah.
mga restaurant na
Oo.
pinagdadala nila. Yes, oo. So, yeah, it was a very good
Hmm.
experience. And, business with pleasure na lang din siya. Yan. So, I also went,
Okay,
yan,
okay.
San Marco, Piazza di San Marco yan, di ba? Sa Venice. So,
Sa
yon.
Venice,
So,
Marks. Oh.
so I think pare, you're so lucky you're there. The weather is a lot nicer. Dito naman ngayon sa London, syempre, malamig na, madilim na, uulan-ulan
Uy,
pa.
nagondola ka ba?
So,
Nagondola ka ba?
ay, alam mo pare, hindi na ako
Gondola ka ba?
nagondola kasi wala akong kasamang partner, wala akong date. So, I
may,
did
may,
that
may, may,
before.
okay. May tip ako, ha. Napapag-usapan ng
Ah,
gondola, yung gondola. Uy, nagpunta ka ba ng Murano?
hindi na, hindi na. Hindi na.
Hindi mo napunta yung Murano. Okay, okay. Pero nagbangka-bangka ka, yung parang from one stop to the other.
Oo. Yes, kasi that's the
Okay,
only
okay, okay,
transport
okay.
back ka naman eh. If you have to walk back to the station, ang hirap. So you have to take the bangka, the gondolas. I don't know pare
Tama,
ha, I don't know
wala,
about you,
wala
but
kay,
my feeling, yung feeling ko pare,
oo,
when you were there
yes.
before, it's like so
Mm,
exciting ka, parang ang ganda-ganda, etc. But now yung ngayon, I don't know, it's so dry, drab, or maybe because you've seen, I don't know, hindi naman the word is not like. Siyempre, 'di ba, it's dark, it's cold, pag siyempre bandang gabi na. How do the people go up and down to their homes using the gondolas? You know what I mean? Parang, it's just the hassle. Hindi siya parang kasing,
mhm.
sabi ko sa'yo, hindi siya kasing, 'di ba kung nagbabiyahe kayong mag-asawa, mag-boyfriend, girlfriend, na nandun yung parang nai-inlove ka talaga sa lugar, the mystery.
Oo, yeah,
May
okay,
magnet yung lugar.
okay.
For some reason, I don't know, this recent trip of mine, ano lang, okay lang. Hindi siya ganun ka parang, siguro kung in love ka, kung
Hindi,
bata-bata pa ako,
s-
ganon,
mhm.
feeling ko.
Hindi kasi ang purpose mo
Hindi
ng
ko
parang
masyado
naging, sabi, parang side trip mo kasi yan, Mare, eh. Parang naging side trip mo because purpose mo was the business yata rin, di ba? So naging side trip
Yes,
mo, parang
yes.
hindi nga iplano. And sino kasamang mga, by the way, were you just on your own or kasama si Nick?
Yeah, hindi, my husband stayed here kasi ang dami ng days
Oh,
siyang
kaya
nawala, di ba?
kaya
Kasi
kaya
in
'yon.
Dubai.
Ka-
Oo.
Kaya 'yon parang kaya 'yon parang hindi masyado siyang may dating sa
Na
dahil parang ano
nakikilig.
ka parang
Hindi ako
nag-iisa
nakilig.
kang nagta-travel eh. Oo,
Hindi
hindi
ako
ka nakilig,
nakilig,
oo, 'di
pare.
ba?
Oh, hindi ako kinilig. Parang gano'n. Anyways,
Pero
yun lang ang akin na
second trip mo na ba 'yan? Second trip mo na ba sa
no,
Venice
I've
'yon?
been
Second or
there.
third trip?
Yeah, I've been there twice last time, but the first time I was
Oh,
with
okay.
Nick, so super kilig ako no'n. The second time we came back,
Siyempre.
may mga bata na, so okay pa rin. But
Okay.
this time, maybe because, yun na nga eh, it's just really the world has changed. Things are different nowadays. Iba na talaga. If you think about it, people are careful.
Wala
So,
na bang ano doon? Wala na ba yung ano? Dati kasi nakikita mo yung malalaking mga cruise liners na nakaparada ron. Ngayon wala na, no? Hindi
wala
na
na, wala
masyado?
na. Hindi na masyado.
Wala na,
It's the
oo.
regular boats that transfer you from one port to another. Tapos the gondolas are used to tour around. Pero
Oo, yes, yes.
I just find it, pare, the waters are not that clean anymore. You know what I mean? So maybe
Oo.
because it's being
Yes,
used
yes, oo,
every
oo.
day. Parang sa atin sa River
Yes,
Thames, di ba? At least
oo.
yung River Thames natin malaki-laki. But doon, syempre, over the years, you're talking about how many hundreds of years, and the buildings are talagang parang tired and old na ba? Kasi they cannot, di ba? They're not allowed to touch it.
Oh,
Yun
ayan,
lang.
okay. Well, ganun talaga. It's experience mo yan eh, personal feeling mo. It's you feeling it, diba? And that's an honest parang that's how you captured it eh. Sa feelings and
Yeah,
emotions mo eh.
yeah.
So,
Correct. So I am more
ganun naman tayo even if
comfortable,
we
pare.
go there
I
for
am more comfortable staying
mm,
at home or staying at the place of my friend or in the villa. And the food was great.
oo.
I learned how to, siguro, ang dami kong natutunang
Oh,
recipe.
ano to?
Siguro, sabi ko, biling-biling. It's like, ang sarap-sarap. My God, ang yabang ko na ngayon. Next time magkita tayo, baka pwede na kitang lutuan ng seafood pasta. How do you make it al dente? Why
Wow.
does it have to be al dente? Tapos kailan mo siya dapat ilagay, kailan mo siya dapat i-serve. So when you cook, you eat. You don't cook like you wait forever. No, 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 no. It's parang for them it's taboo. Pag niluto
Ah,
mo na,
kailangan hot.
kain na kayo tayo mainit
Oo.
pa. Ganun yan. Mm-mm. It is all healthy.
So ibig
Um, healthy cooking talaga, pare.
naalala ko nung one time we were doing the show at andun ko sa kitchen, you were cooking at the same time while doing the show. At pinakita mo nga yung meron kang screen do sa harap mo sa kitchen yata, no?
Yes.
Niluluto mo pasta, di
Yeah.
ba? So pasta
Correct.
ba 'yan?
Yes.
So
But
ngayon natuto ka
that
ba?
one is
Mas
overcooked.
oo.
Pare,
May
kung sa
may
Italian
bago ka
way
man
yun,
oo.
hindi yung pasado. Bagsak yun. You know why? I was using the ready-made
Okay.
sauces. That is a no-no for
Okay.
Italian. I was cooking the pasta like overcooked. That is so no-no. So sa Italy, pare, pag you say tomatoes, fresh cherry tomatoes talaga yan. You know? And
Okay,
then
wow.
if you talk
Really, huh?
about and pare, talagang it tastes so good. It really just tastes so good. Oh my God. I just could not express my we were talking about how bad here in England we eat
Mhm.
because everything is parang mga ready
Mhm.
pack, 'di ba? Ready pack, defrost,
Oo, okay.
etc.
Mm.
Yeah, doon
Mm.
pare talagang fresh. If you want the spinach and
Okay.
fresh shrimps, you can put it in this basta ang sarap pare ng pagkagawa. As in super masarap.
Oh, wow.
Pare, oy, nakakahiya dun sa ating mga viewers, ang dami-dami great. Can
Oh,
we
sige, sige,
flash
sige.
them?
Sige.
Direct?
Yeah, direct, sige.
Oo.
Hoy,
Well,
ang PH, sino yan?
nahuli na yung pag-welcome natin sa ating mga friends. Hello, good evening from Philippines, Alejo. Alejo Mark,
Hindi
pare.
ko mabasa yung ilalim. Ikaw na, Mare, mabasa niyan. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, ako na
Yep, okay.
magbabasa. Sabi ni,
Okay,
hi,
next.
I doze off. Sabi ni Joey. Oy, magising ka, Joey. Hi, I miss you, Joey. Hello, hello, hello.
Ayan, okay,
Thank
okay.
you.
And then,
And
direct,
then,
nakikita ko, kaya lang yung sa ilalim, hindi ko makita yung pangalan dahil naka-chop off sa akin. Okay lang yan. Basket
I
dating
see. Okay.
size. Oo, okay
Yeah,
na
we
yung
have
dating size.
number 1.
Ng, hindi ko lang makita yung sa ilalim, pero okay lang.
Okay,
Nilakihan ko
while
sa direct, kala
Derek
niya,
is flashing that,
go ahead, paki-flash
okay,
lang, sige, direct. Sige, go ahead, Mare. Sige,
while
basta.
you're flashing
Okay na.
that, I have here one, Oliver.
Ah,
Si Oliver, good evening po,
direct ko
Joey
lang, yung kaninang
Abanilla.
text lang, si Mari na lang babasa ng pangalan. Hindi ko kasi makita ilalim kung sino nang gagaling. Liitan
Yes,
mo na lang,
Joey
masyado
Abanilla
malaki
yan
masyado yung
tayo.
good evening po. Yan. Yung dati na lang, yan. Dati na lang, yan. Okay, yan. Okay lang. Hindi ko
Okay,
nakikita
Joey
yung ilalim
Abanilla
sa
na
pangalan,
pare,
pero
good
okay lang.
evening. Next one,
Okay, Joey Bonilla, go ahead.
Then we have, marami
Sige,
mahaba-haba. Ito
paki-flash
na.
direct.
Okay, hello
Ayan.
po, magandang buhay from Philippines. Ezel and
Sino yan?
Balite. Hello, Ezel. Thank you.
Esalan, Balite.
Meron tayo mahaba.
Yan,
Magandang gabi, watching
po.
from
Puro Philippines to, no? Watching from the Philippines.
pare, galing
Yes,
yan kay
mabuhay kayo.
James Aquino. Epwin Aquino. Yeah, and then happy Wednesday.
Happy
Pare,
Wednesday.
sa ating suki, si Sandra Subel yan.
Sino yan?
Ayun, malaki akong kwento sa mga followers natin ngayong Friday. Ayan, pare.
Good evening po. Happy
Nababasa
Wednesday.
mo
Sino
yan?
yan?
This one is
Nakikita ko
from
yung letra,
Sophia
pero sa ilalim hindi ko kilala.
Sophia
Silverio.
Hello,
Mabuhay.
Sophia. Thank you.
Ayan, good to see you again. Sino yan? Pare.
Joey Abanilla, pare.
Joey. Hi, Joey. Yes, mabuhay. Ito, nasa sunny Spain ako. Ang sarap dito, Mari. Walang ka-ulap-ulap.
Oo, ang ganda nga ng
Blue
weather.
skies.
Yan ang maganda talaga.
Oo.
Magandang buhay from
Blue
Philippines.
skies.
Nina Richie Soyoko. Hi, Nina.
Nina, okay. Mabuhay,
Magandang gabi sa'yo. Ayan. Can you read it, pare?
Maluwag na raw sa Pilipinas. Maluwag na po dito sa atin, I mean sa Manila, no more curfew and na daw po kasi mall will be open until 11 p.m. Oy, mall.
Wow, that's a good
Galing,
news. That's
wow.
good news.
Good news.
Kay Joey Abanilla
Ayan.
yung pare, ha?
Happy.
Okay, ilang isa?
Happy Wednesday, Sir Sonny and Miss Marites, sabi niya.
Yeah, galing to kay Miss
Sino yan?
Erica Gregorio.
Erica Gregorio, mabuhay, ha? Ito, great. Sino yan?
Si Miss Pat
Great.
Estero.
Sino yan?
Pat
Pat.
Estero.
Taga-saan si
Miss
Pat? Pat, taga-saan ka?
Oy, Pat, taga-saan ka daw, Pat?
Mabuhay, Pat, ha?
Ancho.
Taga-saan ka, Pat?
Ayun.
Oy.
Ito
Mara
naman,
siya.
Pat,
Good
from
evening all the way, no?
From Philippines.
All the way from the
That's
Philippines.
coming from
Sino yan?
Princess Sacramento Uy. Princess Sacramento Uy.
Mabuhay. Mabuhay. Princess Sacramento. Ayun,
Hey,
mahaba yan. Hindi ko makita na, malit na. Go ahead. Yes, sige, ikaw na, Mare.
Hello, Marites and Kuya Sunny. Just finished a grueling 12-hour night shift in critical care unit. Just letting you know that the discussion keeps me safely
Si Oliver ba
awake
yan?
while driving down the I-5 motorway. Oh, yung galing. Hi, Oliver. Oliver Fernandez.
Si Oliver. Oliver,
Thank
mabuhay,
you.
ha? We love you. We love you. We love you, Oliver. Ha? We love you.
Oh, mag-ingat ka, ha? Nagdadrive
Yes, we
ka
love you.
pala.
Ingat. Ingat. Ingat.
Ayun. Miss Allen, Mr. Sunny,
Long
long time no see daw. Puro lang.
Kasi panay biyahe mo rin,
Post
no? Panay yung ano. Oo.
Ayan.
Mabuhay kayo. Thank you. Sino yan? Sino
Thank you.
Miss Allen, Mr. Sunny? Sino yan?
Maggie Paras.
Sino yan? Ha?
Miss Maggie Paras.
Si Maggie. Maggie Paras. Mabuhay
Maggie.
kayo, no?
So mga kaibigan, thank you sa greetings nyo. Magkwento naman kayo dyan. Baka nga if you would like to join, magkwento kayo dyan. I'm actually, I'm not sure, Paula, if Kirk pumasok na ba siya? Or baka nasa meeting pa siya. Otherwise, tawag nito. Basta maganda yung ating pag-uusapan. Ay pare, meron pa akong ikukwento sa iyo. Last
go ahead. Yeah, okay.
Sunday,
Okay.
I was one of the speaker for the Go Dharmic.
Okay.
In fact, ipapadala ko ngayon kay Paula itong aking certification. So, what we were trying to
Dharmic? Ano
promote,
yan?
pare, is that
Dharmic?
it's
Mm.
about ahimsa. Ahimsa is a word for non-violence. So the world
Okay.
now kasi,
Ano
if
yan?
you remember, if you notice, we have like a COP, di ba, 26. This is the conference for the 26 times for
Oh,
about 200
COP26. Oh,
foreign dignitaries are here, di ba?
oh.
So I was
Okay. Yes,
ang
yes.
discussion ko po is about yun na nga how can you and I, lahat tayo, paano ba tayo
Mm-hmm.
makakapag contribute to the environment na so
Mm-hmm.
because isipin mo pare ha, the more we eat meat, the more we cut trees to build homes, the more na yung init ng panahon is talagang is really going to kill the environment at times. So what is your goal? What is our goal now? So our goal talaga pare is um the more that we peace, the more that we can help cool the environment. So kaya mga kaibigan, if you can in your own little way, 'di ba yung mga use of mga plastic, tigilan na 'yan.
Mm-hmm.
Do recycling,
Mm-hmm.
reusable para naman yung ating yung ating environment makapagpahinga naman siya. So, can you imagine
Yes.
pare,
Oo.
right now, example ko lang to sa iyo ha. Do
Mm-hmm.
you know that one, 'di ba mahilig ang Pinoy kumain ng mga karne, mga pork, 'di ba?
Yes.
Can you
Oo.
imagine
Mm-hmm.
ang isang tao, we consume to drink half a gallon of water
Okay.
a day. Pero yung pork na
Okay.
kinain mo, the pork, the baboy would have to use at least a gallon of water a day. So parang hindi talaga siya
Mm-hmm.
balanse pare. So as
Mm-hmm.
the year progresses, mawawalan talaga tayo ng resources. That's why scarcity is the issue, which now in turns to the project of my son Kirk, through our other partners as well. We are involved in the planting of 1 trillion trees in the Sahel region of Africa, comprising about 21 countries. So what's gonna happen pare is if you kunyari plant a tree, if you donate 1 tree, Caloscope, the
Mm-hmm.
company of Kirk, because it's now through the blockchain technology, they will issue you a digital certificate. Na yung dinonate mo talagang puno or tree, talagang para yan kay Sonny
Mm-hmm.
Laragan. Pwede yang lagyan ng mga naka-geotag. So, hindi lang yung nag-donate ka tapos hindi mo na alam kung saan napunta yung pera mo. Because syempre, in planting trees, you have to support the water, the taking care of the plants, etc. Now, mga kaibigan, once you grow a tree, like the tree behind you pare, the reason why it's nice and cool because it actually emits a very the carbon oxygen that's being generated for that, it also revolves around your area there. So can you imagine nga naman kung talagang wala na yan, is it's going to really affect everyone on earth. Painit ng painit ang panahon, maraming mga baha na nangyayari, etc. So ahimsa, my friends, is ahimsa meaning non-violence. Non-violence to the environment, making peace with nature. So it's really like, so Greta Thunberg also gave the speech, and there's a lot of VVIPs na mga around the world na naging speaker. It was a whole day event last Sunday. So it was a very good thing. So
Oh, okay. Wow.
honestly, Maki,
I'm proud
in
of
your
you.
own
I'm very
little
proud
way,
of you.
yeah. So thank you. In your own little way, maliit na pagkain ng karne, for example, kung kaya nyong tanggalin yun sa diet nyo, be vegetarian na lang. The less harmful you even get yourself into, the better. Para makatulong talaga tayo slowly.
Ayun.
Yan,
Magaling ha.
oo.
You got into it now, no? Ano yan? Parang, is it a Sanskrit name or Is it a parang ano yung pag ano ba tawag dito? Yung mga acronym ba siya ng anything? Sabi mo,
Yes, yes.
non-violence, ano sabi mo, anong ibig sabihin? Is it's not an
Ahimsa.
Indian name or
Ahimsa.
Sanskrit name?
Yeah. Ahimsa is actually, it's actually a Hindu. It's a Hindu, a Buddhist tradition.
Hindu name.
So ahimsa is actually,
Okay,
if
all
you
right.
Google the word ahimsa, ahimsa is actually means non-violence for all living things. Basta it's basically avoidance of violence to any living things, avoidance of arguments to any person, to any animals, to any, if you look at my page, direct ang dami-daming speakers dyan from all over the world. So it was such an honor. I was one of the panelists in
Oo nga,
that
wow.
event. Yeah. So ang project pare, if you don't mind, direct ipakita natin sa ating mga kaibigan. Meron lang parang, let me send you the link now. Ito yung project namin pare. And this is going to be naka-NFT na to, non-fungible tokens na to. Gagawin na siyang
Okay.
non-fungible token.
NFTs.
NFTs na siya.
Galing, eh.
So, I'm sending it to you direct. You can play this. And then, mag-donate ka ng isang tree and it's going to be available. Ayan na siya direct. In accordance
Ayan,
with, this is supported pare by the World Economic Forum.
Okay. Maganda yung World
Yes, so
Economic
it's
Forum, lalo na sa
yeah.
anong part sa Switzerland na talagang puntahan. Ano yung sa Switzerland yung pinakasikat na Davos ba yun?
Davos. Oo, Davos.
Davos, oo, pinakasikat na oo. Ayan,
Nakuha mo na siya direct.
NF3s. Ayan.
I've been waiting all my life for something. I've been down the darkest roads and up in the clouds, but I've always felt that something's missing. That was until I found you right there in the crowd.
Okay, may isa pa pare. What happens is, when you build a tree, or when you donate a tree, it's now going to be digitally certified. So now that is your parang that is going to be your tree na, and if you like, you can trade it later. So once mag-launch kami pare, I will inform you. Kasi magiging NFT na rin siya. And then I'm not sure if I can send you a link, Paula. Dali ah. Can I share my screen, Paula, o hindi? Paula? I'm going to
Hindi yata
send you a
magagawa
link.
yan, Amare.
Here.
Oo,
I'm just
hindi
sending you,
yata
Paula, a link. Try mo tong link
Okay.
na to. But pare ha, if you look at it, that's 1 trillion trees. That is the biggest
Wow.
project on Earth until the year 2030.
Okay.
So pare, I'm moving now, our lives now are moving towards philanthropic work. So yan, in our own little way, let's do something for the environment. So the greatest and the biggest problem on Earth now as we speak is the environment.
Okay. Habang
One
inaano ni Paula yan, let's have a short break. Paula, lagi mga yung 3 or 4 adverts natin diyan. Can we have a break, no? Okay, pare, so pagbalik niya, hanapin niyo yung sinasabi yung binibigay mo link. We're gonna have a short break, mga kaibigan. Ready na ba tayo, direct? Kung ready na, go, no? Mga 4 na pwede nating ilagay diyan.
Yung ating mga greeters.
Sige. Ready na ba tayo, direct? Mag-break lang tayo saglit. I-break lang natin yung mga...
Mula noon hanggang ngayon, serbisyong mapagkakatiwalaan, serbisyong maaasahan pagdating sa inyong mga padalang balikbayan boxes. Dito ka na sa Forex Cargo. Sa presyong kayang-kaya ng bulsa, sigurado ka pa sa inyong padala. Forex Cargo. Dahil kailangan makarating. Call 0208-813-7064. O ano pang inaantay niyo mga kabayan? Tayo na sa Forex Cargo.
100% all natural. Tasty. Healthy. Versatile. 4 unique flavors. Taste a real sauce. Galettos.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you, so you can be there for them.
Okay, nako, balik tayo sa ating program dito, no? Sa ating program ng Sonny Laragan Show on a Wednesday. Siyempre, kasama ko yung aking kumbabis, Marites Allen. So, welcome back. Mare, good afternoon once again, no? Live po ako dito sa Spain at napakalakas, napakaraming oxygen. Sabi, no? When we're talking about trees, di ba? Carbon, ano, kita mo yung hangin talaga, grabe. Grabe ang hangin. Talagang mahangin, mahangin yung mga trees, yung mga trees. Ayan, yung mga trees, ayan.
Galing.
Grabe.
So alam mo pare, you
hangin.
keep that property. You keep that property kasi pag Manila ka, wala nang mga ganyan eh. Yung mga tao ngayon, pupunta na sa probinsya na, di ba? Oo.
Maganda sa,
so pare,
dito sa Spain kasi, di ba? Oo. Natin, nandiyan na ba? Go, yeah.
Sige, i-play na natin tong video ni Kirk. Ito po yung project niya and Kirk is gonna come in now. He's gonna join now direct after this. Okay. Paki-play natin pare ulit direct. So this is the project called the Great Green Wall. Wala yata tayong sound. Can you please play again direct? Simula mo tapos lagyan mo ng volume.
Walang sound.
Walang sound
yata.
So, picture this pare that
Sige, direct, i-play lang natin.
1 trillion trees in the Sahel region of Africa, powered by Kirk's company, Caloscope. That's the app. At walang sound. It's okay. Basta basically, ganda yung music niyan eh. So, picture that, a seed, a seedling, will now have to go into a tree.
Okay.
And that will form 1 trillion trees that will be planted into the Sahel region of Africa, comprising at least now 21 countries, and this is backed by the Economic Forum. So these are augmented reality trees right now, as you can see. So yan.
Ano spelling na Sahal? Sahal ba? Sahali? Ano spelling, Mare?
Sahel region, S-A-H-E-L. Sahel region.
Sahel region. Sahel region. Okay.
Sahel region.
Sa Africa. Which part of Africa?
It's actually in Burkina Faso. It's in Senegal, Niger,
Burkina Faso.
Nigeria, Nile, Gambia, Senegal, Sudan.
Maraming tinatamaan yung region na yun. Parang kunyari, Cagayan Valley, tinatamaan yung Isabela, tinatamaan yung, of course, yung Cagayan Valley, no?
Correct, yes. This is the biggest pare. The Sahel region is the eco-climatic and biogeographic realm in Africa between the
Oo.
Sahara to the
Okay.
north and the Sudanian savanna to the south.
Ayan, oo.
So,
Alam mo,
of the
ang lamig naman,
$33 billion,
malamig.
pare, isipin mo, of the
Mm.
$33 billion
Yes, mare.
commitment from the United Nations,
Mhm.
we have already gathered a commitment of $14 billion to implement the project.
Wow. Galing,
Yeah.
galing, galing.
And then yung company ni
Galing.
Kirk Haloscope will be the one to create the augmented reality for that,
Mhm.
virtual reality. So if
Okay.
you buy something, donate something, you can now have a digital certificate on your phone, and you can now even put your tree into
Okay.
your, which is part of your house. So I'm not sure, Direk, nandiyan na ba si Kirk sa line? So he can tell us about what he does. Nandiyan na
Okay,
ba siya,
wala.
Direk?
Yun naman si Direk, pakita
Ay,
mo na
nawala na yung...
si Mamarites mo, no? Medyo habang ina-adjust ko yung camera ko. Ayan, okay.
Oo.
Na-adjust ko yung
So yan,
aking
mga
central ng dahil
kaibigan,
malakas ang hangin dito eh.
oo, pinapainggit mo kami sa yung magandang weather dyan. So,
Lakas ng
mga
hangin. Willy pa
kaibigan,
rin yung aking.
kung nasaan man kayo sa Pilipinas, kung ano man yung ginagawa ninyo. In fact, in my upcoming Feng Shui convention, I'm gonna be announcing the date in December. We will be talking much about on how we can practically, help in our own little way. Kasi maganda po yan sa karma ng buhay natin eh. If you do good, especially to the nature, if you do good to any living things, it will also come back to you. The karma will also come back to you. So, kaya nga pare, ito yung ano yan eh. I don't know if you are reading the news now. Sa dami-dami ng mga
Yes.
world leaders. Oh, Kirk is here. Hi, Kirk.
Hello.
Diyan na pala
Ayun.
si Kirk. Ayan. Kirk, yes. How are you? How are you? Kirk,
Yan.
kumusta?
William,
Mukhang
magkwento
you're
kayo
doing
dito sa
very well,
mo.
ha? Oh, nice.
Mabuti po, Tito.
Ano tong project mo? Yeah, you're now into mga ano ba, NFTs, siguro last time it was a terrible signal, no? Mukha yatang mahirap pang signal doon sa sa Dubai.
Yeah,
Can you hear
bawal
us?
sa
1,
kanila
2, 3,
dun
4,
sa
5.
most of the video. Yeah, they blocked most of the uh, video and voice calls sa Dubai,
Oo.
and it's
Oo
controlled
nga,
by the
yeah,
government, I
tama
think.
yan.
So,
Mhm. Kirk, tell us about this project of yours. And para ma-explain natin sa bahay natin, no? Or to anybody
Oo,
who's
ano yung
watching.
NFT?
Ano ba to? Ano ba
Yes.
ang NFT?
Educational din yan.
Give us a background about or what it is.
mm,
How would you explain it?
sure. As my dad would like to put it, it's almost like a combination of like a patent and collectibles. So, let's say you create something digital online, maybe like a video, a photo, or anything like this. It's hard to make claim the creator, and it's hard to also trace who is the originator of this creation. So a good example, not just online, but even in physical products. So let's say you have the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa is one of one, but if you create a copy of Mona Lisa and you turn it into a poster and you start selling it as a poster, it's not worth the same amount. So non-fungibility really means if you change the form of the original content, it still doesn't have the same because it's not the original. If you NFT this, let's say, you can trace it back through this technology that we are all talking about called blockchain. So, the next question is what is actually blockchain? The way it is almost like a digital notebook that's publicly accessible to people. And inside this notebook, you can register your NFT. So let's say Kirk registered this piece of painting behind me on this day, at this time, at this value. So it's registered blockchain. It like almost like in this digital notebook, and then it's registered and timestamped on that time, so that if somebody else tries to take this image and then NFT this later on, then people will know that I'm the person that registered this. So that's how sort of NFT works, and how blockchain connects to it. Now, the thing that gives it functionality and value is we call this thing called smart contracts. So, like I was saying, the NFT is the digital certificate, and the blockchain is the registrar. The smart contract gives it the functionality, saying that, let's say, if a transaction is done. So if I sold this piece of painting behind me for $100 to my mom, and then my mom then sells it to you, Tito, for, I don't know, $1,000, I can register, we can register on the code that every time this ownership gets transferred from one person to another, I can get royalties from this sales perpetually forever. So every time this my piece of NFT gets transferred to another person, not only it acts as, again, you can look at that digital note who actually created it, but it also registers that me as a creator, I can get royalties from the resale value of what I've created. So this can be for almost anything, and that's like maybe clothing, maybe in the future, for videos, for sports, digital collectibles, um, and that's really where the explosion of NFT from.
For example, behind you, that is a physical painting. Are you saying that if you create that into a digitized form, that is the thing that you're going to be selling or transferring? That's the thing that the blockchain that you were mentioning about is able to track and able to verify, And are you saying that for every transaction, are you the one? Is it your platform, that more or less gets commissions or fees by way of the transfer, but the transfer of this digital, digital, how do you call it? Digital product, digital creation,
Asset.
digital,
Digital assets.
asset,
Digital
yeah.
assets.
So in your
So
example,
for
for example,
this,
Kirk,
yeah.
there's a physical painting, but this is
Mhm.
digital. Who now owns that? For example, your mom, you sold it to your mom. Your mom sold it to me. Uh, one thing, where is the NFT there?
It depends on it depends on the best way to describe it is, you know, uh, if you have a deed for the house, you can come into this house, but doesn't own the house because the contract is written under my name, right? So if I own this
I
property
see.
is owned by my name. I then transfer this ownership to my mom. But then, Tito, you can come into this house, but that doesn't mean you own this house. So it's the same thing as you can have this painting, but that doesn't mean you own the painting, like you're the registered owner. So NFTs is almost like that ability to almost register the ownership of certain things, especially something online. Now, for something physical, you can connect it on, the NFT to say that, let's say this NFT has this digital line of code or certificate or something, and then you can then, I don't know, print that out, create some sort of NFC technology or reader or QR code that you can attach to this painting, and then and that NFT is now connected to this physical one, so that if somebody then, I don't know, scans it, they can check on the blockchain to see that this painting is actually the same one that's being that was registered. So that's just one of the many ways to do it, but it's more on the digital one than the actual physical aspect of NFTs where the value is, because it's almost like people are just finding ways to design certain things like a logo. It could be a photograph of a famous person, who owns it, right? If somebody takes a photo
Mhm.
of, I don't know, a celebrity, who owns it? Is it owned by the celebrity, or is it owned by the person who took the photo of that celebrity? So, stuff like this will be simplified in a way. And you don't need, at some point, you may not need to have and stuff involved because it's automated. Like when you buy something, you register it as an NFT, or you create something and you register it as an NFT. It just showcases that you're the creator. That's literally it. And then people can publicly trace this. Like a Louis Vuitton bag, how can we prove that it's real? Which one comes from the Chinatown? Which one comes from the actual brand? So it's being able, right now it's quite difficult to pick which one, because you can have a really good copy from Chinatown that has almost the exact features of like the physical bag of a Louis Vuitton. You can't tell what's the difference, but with an NFT, one of them is registered and traceable to the actual company. The other one could be, registered like a few days later, which means like which one's the earlier version, like which one was actually registered first. So stuff like this, in the future you'll see, and there's other use cases for it as well. In the future, maybe for your identity. You can register your identity. You can, register your videos, your music. Anything to do with IP it's gonna be very valuable, and that's why people are gonna be very interested when it comes to this stuff. Now, for Caloscope, we're a different sort of platform. We don't just create the NFTs. The biggest question that I found when people keep creating this stuff and selling this stuff is, where do you keep it and where do you store it? That's where the big issue that most NFTs have. Now, I can buy the digital version of this NFT. I can then sell it in a marketplace or something like that. But how can I actually share it to my friends? How can I showcase that I am the owner? And how can I trace it? How can I, like somebody, not myself, but somebody outside, check that I am the owner and the one that I bought is actually from the original creator? So like stuff like this was the biggest challenge of NFTs right now, because the concept of the technology works, but the simple thing of, again, like the simple questions wasn't answered. And that's really where the Caloscope sort of journey started a few months ago.
Okay, question. Bitcoin is fungible. NFTs, how do you pay? You said when I bought, or you mentioned buy and bought. How do people come in tao, for example, ordinary tao? How would they buy it? How would you? Okay, there's a work of art turned into an NFT. Nagkaroon ng digitized parang ownership or digital reality. Let's just say na lang. How do you buy these things? I've heard something like people make millions out of this, no? Like for example, the autographed Twitter of the guy who founded Twitter. He sold it for millions. Paano yun? How do you pay for it? And how do you create it? For example, I've got a video, your mom's got a photo. How is it turned into an NFT? And then how is it priced? And how do you buy it? Paano mo binibili yan?
So there's three questions there. The first one is how and where you buy it. The second one is the value. Where's the value coming from? And then the third reason is why people actually buy it in the first place, right? So to answer your first question, how it's done. Normally, it's being bought using a marketplace. So you go to similar like to an eBay or to a normal website, like a typical e-commerce. But instead of, let's say, creating a profile and logging in, what you do is you sign in using your non-custodial wallet, almost like a MetaMask, which is a lot of crypto people have. The MetaMask is almost like your bank. This is where you store your crypto. This is where you store also most of your NFTs. majority of the time. Now, traditionally, when you're buying something in e-commerce, right? When you're buying something online, let's say I wanted to buy, I don't know, one of my mom's digital books, right? When you put in your card details, you go and pay for this digital copy, but you don't actually transfer that money directly to my mom. What you do is you send a signal to the bank, and the bank then sends money to my mom. So there's like a middle person in between. So in terms of this Bitcoin and fungibility in Ethereum, traditionally this is how we do things in e-commerce. And the issue that happens when there's a third party in between is you have this issue called double spending. So what if I don't have enough money, but the transaction still went through? You can be charged twice, and this is what you call double spending. And then sometimes the bank also takes a certain fee in order to make that transaction. Whereas instead of when in reversal to the blockchain side, I can transfer that money directly to the artist, directly to my mom. So there's no need for barriers. So let's say the way it works in terms of the buying at the exchange, you go to the website, and the website backend is as very simple as this. It's like if my mom holds this NFT in her wallet, and I have, and the smart contract recognizes almost like an escrow. It will check that if Kirk has this X amount of value inside my wallet, if both of these uh, functions are correct, if she has the asset and I have the value, then the exchange can be made. Like if then what? So this is what you call a smart contract. It's automated. You don't need to have like a middle person. It's just like how you deal with a vending machine if you're trying to buy a bottle of water. If you buy a bottle of water, you can put in 1 coin. If you put £1 and you click this button, if that is exactly a pound, then I can receive the bottle of water. But if I put in less money, then I will not receive the bottle of water. If I then put more money, then I will receive a bottle of water plus my change. So it's like if then what sort of aspect. So this is how it normally the exchanges work. So you go to the website, you purchase the NFT, an exchange is made. Like all these things is done in milliseconds or automated, and then boom, no middle person. The next one is the value. Like how do you actually create value? Why do people purchase this for millions and billions and stuff like that? Now, going back in time, like 21 years back in the year 2000, everybody had this thing about, oh, what is this internet? How are we gonna go into this new internet? How do I get into this? For now, it feels like it's an everyday thing, but 21 years ago, people were scared to even put in their card details onto the website because, like, if you tell somebody back then that you can put some content online and somebody will pay for it, and when you pay for it, then you can then receive something like that, people will be confused. So, this is where we are at in the blockchain side. So people are, number one, buying these NFTs because 2021 is now known almost like the breakout year of NFTs and how it's becoming mass market. So it's almost like being able to buy all the .coms from the year 2000. That's the first reason. The second reason is the scarcity factor. So if there's only, let's say, one copy of one asset, or maybe one copy or out of 10,000 assets, then depending on the demand, that drives its value. So if I'm a big fan of my mom, maybe she has 12 books. Out of those 12 books, she has, let's say, 1,000 copies of each book. So out of let's say if I'm Year of the Rooster, only 1,000 roosters could probably buy these books. But what that means is at least it's now transparent to us that how many copies are there in circulation, and then the prices of those books will not just be the retail price because now we know the fixed value. We can now then sell it for higher prices or lower prices depending on demand, because maybe some people want to buy my mom's books, all 12 of them. Maybe some of them just wants to buy all the rooster books. Maybe they have like 10 roosters in the family. So you wouldn't really know. But then the moment it's being taken out of circulation, there's, then that's when the price goes up. So that's how it keeps going up in value. And then the final one, in terms of your question on like, why do people see the long-term value of this? Because this is, we believe that NFTs are the gateway to the next version of the internet. So right now we're just discussing this in a video call, like in a 2D format, where you can see me in a video, you can read a website through 2D images or 3D images and a description. This is what you call just the internet. The next level of the internet, which we're trying to build right now, we call that the metaverse. And this is like, the next topic that probably you can showcase, like what is this metaverse?
Parang Facebook yan. Facebook, Metaverse, that's the new name.
Yeah.
That it has come up with, no? Like Google has Alphabet. Pero, we talk of crypto, the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Tesos, and all of those things, no? We have Mana Land. The only way, for example, yung mga bibili na photos mo, no? Anong photos ni mami mo, for example, books or whatever, they have to have Ethereum first to be able, and then convert into NFTs ba? And go into this parang crypto wallet that you call MetaMask. Ganun bang ordinary viewer who is listening, hearing this for the first time, for them, that's going to be the thing of the future, diba? Ito mga digital art, digital copies, digital whatever, no? For them to buy that, they have to buy first Ethereum, which is one of the cryptos. Is that the thing that they have to do, and go into the wallet, have that in their wallet, and then by way of that, they can buy all of these mga digital, the mga NFTs. Uy, nagano tayo, nag-freeze yata tayo. Nag-freeze tayo direct, no?
Yeah.
Nag-freeze. Pero
Pares, very,
okay,
very, very interesting
grabe naman, galing
topic,
talaga.
Pares. So, this is where the
Pero
ball
parang,
is going.
bakit? Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Go ahead.
For our ordinary kababayans, how do they buy? How do they get into buying? For example, ikaw, magiging NFT yung mga libro mo, yung mga artwork mo. Paano bibili niya ng mga kababayan natin o kung sino man ang nanonood, o, di ba? They have to have Bitcoin or Ethereum muna, mga crypto, and then kailangan meron yung sa kanilang MetaMask. It's a wallet, crypto wallet, ganun ba?
No,
And then
I think Kirk
sila
can answer. That's why Kirk has an app called Caloscope where they can. Kirk, maybe you can
Sige,
answer
pakialam.
this
Sige,
question.
Oo. Sige.
So
Malakas ang
like
hangin dito, grabe,
the
nililipad ako.
Caloscope.
Go ahead, yeah. Sige, diretso na tayo sa ano mo. Yeah, pati yung buhok ko.
So
Tawag sa ano.
in terms of the Caloscope, like it really started off with me purchasing digital collectibles online that are NFTs. So when you're buying a digital asset, so one of my first digital assets that I bought it using literally using fiat. I paid $100 into this app, one of these apps. I paid $100, and then in exchange I got an in-app currency we call gems, and then with this gems I can then purchase an NFT. So this is how I started, and I managed to buy one of this digital cars called the DeLorean from Back to the Future. I bought one of these cars, and they were selling about 28,000 copies of it globally, right? 28,000. It was licensed by Universal Studios, etc., etc. So now I know that this is a licensed digital product, and it's limited with X amount, and then the price is about $100. Cars, which means that from Back to the Future, millions of people, it's limited. When millions of people come onto this app, the value of this should go up. So I bought this for $100. I managed to get one luckily during the sale day, and then it shot up to $1,000. I was like, wow.
Wow.
Like this is the first time you buy something and it goes up crazy.
Galing, galing.
Francis,
Oh.
So
Oh.
the question is
I
how an ordinary person can buy, can begin
that's what I'm trying
to
to
buy this
explain.
NFT.
I'm just trying. This is
Oh,
what
yung
I'm
may
trying to
fiat.
explain.
Yun
This
ang,
is what I'm,
yun ang sinasabi niya,
Money,
Mara, yung fiat daw, kunyari kay
you have the
dollar or
money,
peso,
yeah.
but yeah,
ibibili mo doon sa ano. Oh, yeah, bibili mo sa
Yeah. So again,
NFT
I'm
yan
just
sa
trying
akin.
to tell
Oo.
you the how it started. Because I don't know anything about crypto. I didn't know anything about Bitcoin, Ethereum. I've been hearing about this stuff since, ever since March for about 5 years. I didn't know anything about it, and NFTs was just new to me. A friend of mine just told me, put some money in this thing, buy this digital asset, and it should go up in value. And then I bought it, and then it went up between $400 to $1,000 on eBay. So I can then buy it from, if somebody, I can then sell it on eBay and I can make like 4x, 10x my money at that time. So this was around March. And then I started studying on what this NFT is, and I started to realize actually it's more than just, 3D assets and pictures. So how do I purchase normal NFTs? And normally, what to purchase NFTs, you have to go to again certain websites, a certain marketplaces, and the way you purchase it is you use this, the cryptocurrency, which is Ethereum, Solana, Cardano. So these are what you call different types of blockchains. These are different chains. Or put it this way, forget about the word chains and change that into digital notebooks. Each of these are different digital notebooks, and then the currency in order for you to trade is the local currency that that notebook accepts. Right now, about 80% of the NFT market is on Ethereum. Like about 80% of the users that are purchasing assets of NFTs, that was in Ethereum. The first NFT that I think that was sold off, one of the first ones was these crypto kitties that was sold at 10,000 copies, and out of 10,000 copies, it just shot up in value over time. This was back in 2017. The next NFT I think that was popular is you've been hearing about these crypto punks, and the crypto punks back in those times, they were free NFTs that were given away for free, and now these celebrities are buying them as digital assets, which then shot up the value. So that if you even type in like crypto punks, you can see them. That's what people were purchasing using Ethereum. So what we're doing for Caloscope is a lot of the people who don't know anything about crypto, it's quite difficult. So we're creating this platform, like a very simple platform wherein you can purchase NFTs using fiat currency, like your dollars, your pounds, your euros, whichever. You can purchase in-app currencies within our application called crystals, and then that crystal will be pegged to $1. So that's really the concept. So now people can then convert their fiat cash into crystal, and then using those crystals, you
Crystals.
can then
Oh.
purchase NFTs inside the app. And that's really where the concept lies. So the first part, if you see the Medium article, we're talking for what Caloscope is. The first part we're talking about is this NFT wallet, right? The NFT wallet is where do you keep your NFTs? How do you store them? MetaMask is the most popular one. From our studies, I think between 30 or 40% at a certain time, Philippines were actually the most active users on MetaMask, especially during the Axie Infinity hype. So, a lot of Filipinos registered for MetaMask so that they can make money and survive in the Philippines. So that's where everybody was registering. And the biggest issue we had with crypto was you buy these digital assets, but where do you keep it? So what we can do with our application is you can connect your digital wallet like MetaMask, or you can create a new one within our application. And then if you look at the second part, it says you have space portals. The idea is you can then create a portal to a different world, and inside this digital world, you can then view a digital room, like a digital space. So if you keep scrolling down, Yeah, if you just keep scrolling down to
Powers keep scrolling down though.
the
Keep
spaces.
scrolling down. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so if you can see the Spanish space right there with the picture of this room or the Spanish football team, if you can click on play,
Spain.
the demo showroom, the showroom demo. Yeah, that one. Yeah, so just click on play on that. So imagine you can walk in your own virtual room where you can store your NFTs, like your own virtual museum. It could be like underwater. It could be a locker room. So all each of those photos or videos or pictures could be an NFT itself. So like the idea is you can now walk around this digital space. You can buy this digital space, and then you can store your digital NFTs inside the space. So it's almost like an NFT inside an NFT. And because of this concept, we now combine it together. Now that you have your own digital property to keep your stuff, what's the next best thing you can do? Is you invite your friends, right? So in the future, Tito Sani, like I said, like Tito, come to my space. I'll send you a port to come to my space, and then now you can view my digital
Mm-hmm.
room, and you can view my digital
Mm-hmm.
picture, my 3D assets, and what you can do is you can then interact with those assets. You can tap on that asset, and then maybe you can make me an offer. Maybe you want to buy this painting from, and then instead of just paying with crypto, you can, exchange using our in-app currency called crystals, and which is also backed by our own crypto coin that we're planning to launch hopefully sometime next year. So it's really the idea that now you have a home to keep your digital assets, a place where you can purchase them as well. And the best part about it is you can make money. So people, it's almost like the way I see it, it's almost like Facebook, wherein instead of people messaging each other in a 2D image and typing words, you can literally walk into a virtual room. We can meet each other and we can talk to each other, and I can see you in your virtual avatar. You can see me in my virtual avatar. Maybe I have a Spider-Man skin. Maybe you're dressed up as Batman, for example. Or maybe you could have blue hair. Maybe I could have red hair. I can,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and that's really the idea of this metaverse, that instead of having this experience of this internet with these 2D images and words, you can be immersive inside the experience. Like instead of typing in Google, searching in Google, you can actually go into this virtual world and talk to Google. You know, yeah, so it's really this Ready Player One experience, but on your phone. No need for headsets, no need for extra equipment. It just starts this, the virtual reality, augmented reality, and extended reality experience just on your phone.
Galing nito, Mare, no? Si Kirk, that's very good, ha?
Grabe, no?
Advanced na advanced si Kirk, no? Dahil kamukha ng mga, di ba, mga Google, yung mga Facebook, yung mga pinag-uusapan ng araw, di ba? Yung parang now, sila na yung mga standards na nakikita natin,
Oo.
yung, di ba? Pero once upon a time, parang hindi, ang layo, no? Parang hindi mo maintindihan, parang masyadong advanced, no? Pero mahusay, ha? Yung crystals, Kirk, sa'yo ba yung crystals? So you said on your site, they will either, if they haven't got this from you, diba, from metaverse for example, pwedeng mag-tie in sa ano mo, no, or sa yung isa yung platform mo, or they can also buy fiat, exchange it via crystals dun mismo sa site mo, sa ano mo, sa platform mo.
Yeah, so
Ganun ba yan?
it's like when you go to the app, you can tap on a section there, and then you can pay using your Apple Pay. With your Apple Pay, you can then exchange it using an in-app currency, which is the crystals. In-app currencies are very common when it comes to gaming. Like when you have all these games and you have an in-app currency to buy stuff, right? Like if you want to buy Candy Crush, you have to pay something, and then you have an in-app currency, or Clash on Titans, or different games that people use on their phone. You always have some sort of an in-app currency to purchase cool stuff inside the app, right? Maybe like a new costume, or to upgrade your ride, or to redecorate your digital room. So really, it comes from that gaming aspect, but the difference is it's tied up to value, to real world value. And you can make, maybe you can make money inside the app. You can make trading. You can trade, and that's really where the aspect is. It's almost like a combination of Facebook, Amazon, and your AR VR experience all rolled up into one platform in a very simple way. And that's really what we showcased during the expo, the demo. And people are wild because it's not being done, not even by Facebook. And maybe you never know, maybe Facebook might buy us. But hey, for us, for now, we just want to build something out of passion, that we're collecting this digital assets. We want a place to store it. We want a place to share it with our friends. And it's the same aspects. That's what we're doing right now with trying, because like even us, like we can't, people like millennials, they can't afford a home. We can't buy our own property. We can't afford it because it's way too expensive. So what people, like us want to do is, what if you can own your own virtual home? Like, that there's only X limited copies of it. And, now I can walk inside this virtual home using my phone as like the scope. I mean, that's why I call it a scope. It's almost like a way for you to enter the virtual world without using any headsets, things like that. And you can have controllers. I mean, at some point I'll do a preview on the app. We're just fixing some stuff for now, but more will be revealed in the coming months. So this is just like the basic functionalities. There's more to it that I can't really reveal for now, but this is just like literally 5% of what it could potentially do.
So
Okay,
we save it for next time, pare.
ma-
Oo.
well, may dumating din kasi kausap din namin mga trabahante, yun si Sol may kausap.
Okay.
Meron kaming may
Ayun,
ginagawa
overdue
kasi
na
may
tayo.
delivery. Okay. So,
Go,
sige,
go,
sige.
go. Let's
Pero
go.
magaling nga, Kirk, ha? Magaling, mahusay, ha? I'm so proud of you, ha? Talagang very
Thank you.
entrepreneurial guy, and you're very, well ahead ka, no, of your time in a way, we could say. Na imagine, baka, di ba, sabi mo yata, I don't know kung in passing na sabi mo, eventually, you might be able to create your own coin. Sabi mo ba? Tama ba yan? O hindi? Did you say that? Na hindi naman.
Soon.
Parang di ba sabi
Sometime
mo, yung
hopefully next year.
soon, you start,
Yeah.
malay mo, who knows, di ba? May mga Shiba, may mga Cardano, yung nga, yung ADA, and then, yung Manaland, no? Okay, Mana, no? Manaland, it shot up to something like 387%, no? Malaking ngayon ang kinikita sa mga ganung mga bagay-bagay. Nako, Mare, yang si Kirk, ha? Wag mo kang kalilimutan, Kirk, ha? When you become a multimillionaire, ha? Dito sa
I
ginagawa mo.
think,
Imagine mo, Mare.
Kirk, we should be inviting Sunny for your first drop, because pare, we have to be part of the first drop. Once they have the first drop of the
Okay,
coins,
okay.
the tokens, we should be
Yeah.
the friends and
I
family
mean,
first. Friends and
hopefully next year,
Oo nga.
next year, hopefully, like once everything is set up, what we want to do is, because we want to be compliant. We don't want to be like this Doge coins and stuff. Because majority of projects, the way they do it was, they launch the coin and then they build the platform. We did it the opposite way. So we did the traditional entrepreneurial route where, we raised some capital externally, like friends, family, bootstrapped it, and then we built the demo. And then from that demo, we can then showcase that there's utility with the coin. So it's not, one of those things. So for us, it's about, doing it that way, because under the laws of the US right now, I think if they do it the opposite way, where you launch the token and then you build your stuff, that's considered as security. So that's another legal issue we can talk about next time. But hopefully sometime next year, we will plan to launch our own tokens, and then if we also hope to plan it maybe around Dubai.
Tokens,
So
okay.
come to Dubai, po. Yeah. So we'll have come to our Dubai launch.
Sige. Yeah, definitely, you know. Well, Kirk, maraming
So all of
salamat,
us.
ha. Sige, keep us updated, because you said you're starting pa lang, ng yung may mga ano pa, no? Mga finalizations pa ng mga ginagawa ninyo. So, thank you very much. I'm really admire you, no? You're following after the footsteps of your mom, very entrepreneurial. And keep it up, no? Sige, andito lang kami. Andito lang kami.
Sige pare.
So, yeah, thank you. Thank you.
Sige
Oh,
po.
yes.
Thank you.
Okay.
Regards
Thank
to
you.
Sol at saka yung mga trabahante mo dyan. And
Okay.
to our viewers, maraming salamat. Sandra, how old are you? Grabe, you're so intelligent daw, sabi ni Sandra. He's my firstborn.
Oh, wow.
He's 26 years old. 27. 27. O baka daw maging future
Batang-bata
billionaire
pa
kay
si Kirk,
Kirk.
oh.
Huwag mong kalimutan yung
Oo,
si mami mo ha, si
galing.
Tito Sani at saka yung mga kaibigan ko ha. Yung
Oo,
mga
kung kami
secrets.
kalilimutan, oo. Diyos ko. Oo, imagine mo, he's now
Well,
he's
I'm
now there,
representing the
in the
Philippines
same.
now. I'm representing the Philippines, so
Oo.
what can I do? Yeah.
Yeah, he's
You're now
representing the
in the
Philippines.
same. Wow. In the same league as Bob Hoskinson ba yan? Yung di ba? Yung mga Cardano and everything, no? Mahusay ito. Mabuhay. Well, thank you very much sa mga kaibigan sa panonood nyo, and thank you very much. Nabis namin kayo for a couple of weeks, and let's do it again next week, no, mga kaibigan. Andito ko ngayon, medyo nasa
Yeah.
sunny Spain ako. Ito na yung araw, tumatama na sa mukha ko. Take care, God bless, and let's see each other again. Ingat,
Take
Mare, ha?
care.
Ingat, Kirk, ha?
Thank
Ingat,
you.
Take care.
enjoy.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Sa World Remit, naiintindihan namin ang iyong paglalakbay. Na minsan, kailangan lumayo upang makamit ang tagumpay. With ways to save more, when you send more, World Remit is here for you. So you can be there for them.